I mean, that's what opportunity is. It is the distance between where you are and where you want to be. And to get there, different people are starting in different spots. Where people are is in different spots. And where they want to be is related to what they know, and what they know is related to their environment. Excuse all the construction noise in the home office today. There's a fair bit of construction going on in and around my place. But I was reminded today of several conversations that I've had regarding the best sort of ways to help individuals and communities that are experiencing economic hardship, mental health challenges, these sorts of things, particularly through the COVID recovery and isolation time. And I've had this conversation several times where an objection to doing an exceptional job of helping people is that, well, if you help people too much, or you give people too much, that they then don't want to go out and do things for themselves, that they won't go and be enterprising, engaged individuals. And I was having this conversation once with a guy who was very well off, very driven, had done very well for himself, and he was representing a company that I was speaking to, and he said, I just don't know about it. We already look after people enough. We shouldn't keep giving them everything because we'll be encouraging them to bludgeon and be lazy. And this conversation went on for a little bit in that sort of vein, with that sort of attitude, and I tried a few things, and then I asked him, I said, well, where do your boys go to school? And I know where they go to school. They go to a very, very expensive, very prestigious and very good independent school in Melbourne, and he spends a lot of money to send people there. And he goes, why does that matter? I said, well, I'm just asking. I'm asking where they go. And he goes, well, they go here. And I said, yeah, okay. I said, you don't think that by giving them all that opportunity, by spending all that money on this fantastic education and all these experiences and these trips away and all of the amenity that they have and all of the teaching and tutoring and additional attention that they get and the smaller classes and all of these things, you don't think that's going to make them lazy and worse, and that they're going to just rely on that forever and they're not going to go out and do anything? And he sort of was like, oh, okay, righto, I see your point. And the point is that people do better when you help them more, when you give them more opportunities, when you invest more in their development. That opportunity is not simply telling people what's possible, but also ensuring that they are supported from where they are to where they want to be. I mean, that's what opportunity is. It is the distance between where you are and where you want to be. And to get there, different people are starting in different spots. Where people are is in different spots. Whether it's to do with their aptitude, whether it's to do with their environment, culturally, whether it is geographically, we are all starting in different spots. And where we want to end up is all different too. Not everyone wants to, end up running companies and being a chairman or working on a board or doing these sorts of things. But people will have somewhere that they want to go. And where they want to be is related to what they know, and what they know is related to their environment. So the more investment, the more time, the better job we do of looking after people and providing them with so many more experiences and so much more education and so many more opportunities, the more we'll find people doing innovative, wonderful, engaged, productive things that allow them to contribute in the community. I fully believe that, 100%. And I really struggle to blame a 5-year-old for the fact that they're not very good at reading. It's really, really hard to put it on a 10-year-old that they don't know what a lawyer is, or they don't know what an accountant is, or they don't know what a carpenter does, or they don't know how to become any of these things, because it just can't be their fault. It just cannot be the fault of a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old to not be aware of these things in the world. It's the fault of the environment. It's the fault of us not making sure that every child does know about these things, and that they know what it takes to get there, and they have the opportunity to get after those professions, those jobs, those fulfilling moments if they want to. And at the Just Be Nice project, it's just so important to us that we really improve that equality of opportunity for people, because they deserve it. Every kid deserves it. And the follow-up to that, after we'd had this long conversation, me and this gentleman, was that it seems a bit overwhelming sometimes for people when they start to realize the gaps in opportunity and the different starting points, and they start to go, it's all a bit too much, this is a big problem, it's too hard, we're going to just default to our very transactional, our very short term, and our pretty average sort of interventions and contributions, because it's too much to think about, it's too depressing, it's too hard to deal with. And my answer for those people always, and particularly the ones with kids, is to just aspire for everybody to have the same opportunities that you aspire for your own children to have, or your own family members, or your own friends. And that if we level that playing field, that will go a long way to improving those outcomes down the track. But it starts at the beginning. We have to measure opportunity at the very beginning, and we can't blame children for their own lack of opportunity. We have to blame our efforts in that space. Maybe you don't send your kids to an independent school. Maybe you don't do all of that. Maybe they go to a public school. But I put it to those people who have that counter argument that, oh, my kids don't go to independent schools. It's not the same thing for us. Is that I'm sure you still put time into working out what school was best for them, what environment was best for them, what extracurricular activities are best for them. And some people don't have the chance to do that. Some people don't have choices. They don't have the capacity to send their kids to extracurricular activities. They don't know enough to teach them at home and do these sorts of things. And that's a real challenge. Those 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds grow up to be 15-year-olds and 20-year-olds. And at 15 and 20, we're much less forgiving of a gap in people's knowledge and in their understanding of what opportunity is out there and how to get after it. So if we're going to have those tough love positions on 15 and 20-year-olds, we really need to level the playing field for the 5, 10-year-olds, the people in utero, infants, young children, teenagers, by really lifting the bar and doing a better job of making sure everyone gets a shot. I think that's really important. I think it's fundamentally one of the most important things that we advocate for and the kind of work that we do, and that we're trying to assist with existing schools and communities, existing organisations to help deliver that kind of outcome. I really hope that more people get on board with that idea, and the aspirations for everyone become the same as the aspirations for the people you care about the most. Have a wonderful day. Keep renovating, guys. Keep jackhammering floors. It's the best. Look after each other. And of course, just be nice.